Were there discussions about Nathaniel Hackett during the offseason and
Yeah.
what to do with him going forward? What were those?
Yeah, he wasn't getting
was
fired.
Aaron Rodgers part of those?
So they weren't. That's not something he wouldn't know. I would say Nathaniel was never getting fired. Like I want to make that clear. Like that blew up when I don't think I wrote that as clearly as what I should have when I said replaced. He was not getting fired. But the Jets had multiple conversations with an individual who would have essentially taken over the offense. Like it would have been his show. Nathaniel Hackett would have still had a voice. It's not like Nathaniel Hackett would have been kicked to the broom closet, or like when Chip Kelly took over basically for the Eagles and Howie Roseman went into the basement. Like it wasn't like that. Like Hackett still would have had a say. He still would have been involved in offensive game planning. He still would have been involved in all those things.
Would he have retained the offensive coordinator title?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, yes, but there would have been somebody that was then hired above him who would have run the show.
Yeah.
So is it offensive coordinator? Suddenly there's a senior offensive consultant who's the one who's calling the plays. Like, yeah, you're the offensive coordinator, but Mike Kafka with the Giants. He's the Giants offensive coordinator. He's not calling the plays. Brian Dable is, right? Like, so yeah, he's the offensive coordinator. He's not calling the plays. So it would have been one of those things that the final say that Nathaniel Hackett now has, it wouldn't have been his. From my understanding, he wasn't going to call the plays anymore if this person was hired. Like that was what was going to happen. He was going to be the new primary voice. That deal, he ended up he got signed by another team. So to be an offensive coordinator, just a more stable organization than the Jets, one that's going to, if it goes well, he's probably going to get a head coaching job. But also, if he just wants to be an offensive coordinator, he's not going to get fired because they just don't make major changes over there. So it's one of those things where like, yeah, that's. And I'll be honest with you, Brandon, that's the one for me that if people are talking about where's the downside of the Jets or where could things go south for the Jets, when they're that aggressive in trying to go get somebody, it tells me they've identified a potential issue. It tells me they've identified a potential problem. And that potential problem for me is like, okay, could that be what potentially derails this year? And I think they're putting a lot of eggs in the basket that Aaron Rodgers will solve everything and fix everything, that if he goes to the line and doesn't like a play call, he can just pull that out of his you know what and fix everything. And Aaron is that spectacular when you look at what he's done throughout his career in terms of his talent and his ability. But that's also a lot of pressure to put on one individual. And that's my worry with the Jets, because on paper they look like a team that can legitimately compete within the AFC. So you try to find where's that blemish in the armor, where's that potential downfall, where's the snake in the grass. That to me is that I am legitimately worried about the offensive coaching staff. That's a concern of mine.
Was there concern that if they did sort of hire somebody to oversee Hackett, that it would have annoyed Rodgers?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think that was a concern of theirs at all.